Hi guys, this is James Skinner, and this is my reflection for AEP 873, Google in Education. So my expectations for this class were a little varied. I'm pretty comfortable with Google products I've been using for a while. Been using Google Classroom and Chrome and Docs in general and stuff for a little while. So I wasn't too concerned about the content really, but I was expecting to work with Google products. I was expecting to learn more uses for them, and I was really expecting to kind of dive deep into collaborating with them, using them more for their collaborative features over just their like I can make a document features, and then also to delve deep into whatever tools they have available to them. So like maybe delve deeper into spreadsheets and how you can use the interactivity between Google Docs and Google Forms and spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff to create content, um, and using Google Forms in a more like in-depth way than just your simple I'm making a survey type thing. And just in general, kind of working with them in a way that the normal user doesn't get to use them. So I was kind of expecting to work pretty deep into all the Google products. Um, but I didn't know. Like that's kind of my idea of what I was expecting. Um, and then when the class actually started, we worked. A lot of my expectations were met. We worked with the Google apps, obviously. We explored a wide variety of apps, add-ons, and different features and stuff. We did collaborate with the peers on our project, where we made our separate Google communities, and then worked together to create different pieces of documents and all that kind of fun stuff. And we also researched Google as a company, which was something I didn't anticipate. So, like, kind of digging into Google's history, how Google as a company got started, all the fun stuff that Google has done, all the not so fun stuff that Google maybe has done, and what has kind of given them such a negative reputation. However, we didn't really dive super deep into things. Like, if you were new to Google products, then a lot of the stuff was maybe new to you and may have seemed a little overwhelming or whatever. But someone who's been using Google products for a while, like me, we didn't really do anything too terribly new. Use some new features, new add-ons, and that kind of fun stuff, but nothing too crazy in depth. We didn't really dive into the spreadsheets at all or forms, really, just kind of surface level stuff. Um, so while I wanted to dive into the Google Apps and learn more of its tools, it kind of made me wonder if that is the power of if that's the direction we should have gone at all. So while me being the you know tech savvy kind of person that I am, I've always wanted to like, okay, let's dig deep into this and see how I can use it to its fullest potential. But Google's tools don't really work that way. Like you don't really need to have a super big understanding of what the tools are in order to make them work. So my conjecture stage then is like, is that the point? Was like, is the point of the Google suite to like know the ins and outs of it, or is it more to just be familiarized with it and basically indoctrinate everyone with Google tools so that we all are familiar with one single platform? Um, and that's kind of like what leads into the analysis stage. And like, what was accomplished with the knowledge of the app? So like, what was given, what we learned, what we did with them, what were we able to accomplish? Well, we collaborated together and made some fairly in-depth documents. Nothing too crazy, but more than you would need for any day-to-day activity. We can create slideshows together. We created a Google form with separate questions that we could ask, and none of us have ever met in person. Well, most of us probably haven't met in person. We could create like a whole community together where we were interacting with each other and working on multiple types of documents and different types of documents, like really powerful things. And I don't know if a deeper understanding of how these apps would work would really add much to that equation. Let's say I knew a lot about how to dive deep into Google Forms and Excel spreadsheets and all kind of stuff. I'm not sure how much productivity that would actually add to the kind of workflow and stuff that you use on the education level. Sure, if you're doing something that really needs to document numbers and run equations and things, like say you're running a school store or something like that, then yeah, maybe you do need to really dive deeper into Excel spreadsheets and have it run some calculations. But for the general workflow, working with students, working with other teachers and stuff, what we did was what you need. Like you don't really need to get any deeper. And that's kind of one of the strengths, right? The Google Apps is their power is their ability to be used by anyone at any real tech level. You don't need to be. It's not like the Adobe suite of products, right, where you have to learn them, and there's that high ceiling. If you're really good with them, then you can do really cool stuff. If you're not good with them, you can't do anything. Like anyone can basically use Google Apps, which is great. And maybe their weakness is that they can't do everything, but they can do a lot of things that are really powerful. And that's kind of where we come to the synthesis of it all. It's like the goal of this class wasn't necessarily to teach you the ins and outs of every program. It's more or less to make everyone familiar with the program to the level that we can all use it and all work together and have like this common language that we can all use to work on our collaborative projects, instead of having to, hey, you want to share that doc with me, and then they stare blankly at you like wondering, what do you mean share that document to you? Do you want me to print it out and give it to you in a vanilla envelope? No. They understand what you mean. Oh yeah, just share it to you over Google Drive, add you in a link, share the link and embed it onto your website or whatever. It just makes it really easy to work with your peers and your students and to like communicate with others in a similar tech language. And that's kind of the power of using Google's tools and products, and the class in general, is just getting everyone on the same page and having everyone be able to communicate in the same language and work together. Google Docs is super easy to use, as are all of its apps. And since everyone's familiar with it, we can all really work together to make something greater than our individual pieces, which is kind of profound in a way. But I think Google is for education. I think its tools can help us collaborate better. Obviously, you have Google Classroom as an LMS, and then all the strength that comes in with that. I mean, it's just basically your hub for all of your Google tools to work together and communicate with in a safe space for all your students, and just really uniting everyone under an easy-to-use platform with powerful tools. I think that is kind of like the culmination of the class and like what you want to learn and get away from this. But thanks for watching. I enjoyed working with you guys and collaborating with everyone in the class and kind of getting all of the knowledge from what you guys have known and what I have known, and just your thoughts and experiences, your different worldviews, all that kind of fun stuff has been great. This slideshow is brought to you by Google Slides, Google Search Images, Google Spell Check, I don't even know if that's a thing, and Screencastify, a Google Chrome add-on. And thanks, guys.